Hey guys, this is Mrs. Lance. This recording is going to be for my in-class students and for my virtual students. So I'll have a little bit on the end for my virtual students, just some tips. Okay, you will be creating your own island country. Okay, for my in-person students, you'll be coloring it in class. For my virtual students, I'm going to let you either print out your our template right here. This is our final draft template where you will draw your island country, or you can just draw it on your own paper. It will be up to you. I'll leave some more instructions with the assignment as far as that. So your first part of creating your island country is going to be working on the map. So the best tip is to draw your island country in pencil first, then add color and final draft details. Okay. So with our template that you just saw, all right, you're going to give your country a name. And you can make up whatever name you like. As long as it's school appropriate, we are good. Okay. This is going to be written above your island drawing. All right. And with that, you're also going to think of 5 major city names. You can make up the names. It is up to you what you call it. Maybe it's a theme, maybe there's already a Christmas island, you can't do that one, but choose a name for your island and 5 major cities. So one of those cities is going to be a capital. The regular cities are going to be designated by a large black dot, and they must all be named. The capital, okay, that's where all your official government, your main government actions are going to happen. That's going to have a star. So just like Austin is Texas's capital, that's where our Texas legislature is. That's where, just think about the main hub of government activity. Okay, that's what that will be. So a star to represent that. And then you're going to choose 3 land or water forms on your map. So it could be mountains, desert, canyons, cliffs, waterfalls, lakes, valleys, rivers, mesas, volcanoes, glaciers, whatever land or water forms you know of. The ocean won't count as a water form because you'll already have to write that in, all right? But for example, if I chose to add mountains as one of them, Mary Mountains would be the name of my little mountain range. Think about where your island is. If it's closer to the equator and warmer, you're probably not going to have a glacier. If it's closer to the North or South Pole, yes, then maybe you're going to have some colder weather type of landforms like snow in your mountains, okay? You can have mountains in a warm area, just they may not have snow. So just keep that in mind, the name, where it is on the map, because you'll be choosing that in a second. We'll talk about it. You're also going to add a color to create a physical map of your island country. So light green, typically when you look at a physical map, stands for grasslands, excuse me. Dark green could be forest, yellow could be yellow or tan, could be sand or beach, and sometimes triangles for mountains, blue lines for rivers. Anything that would be a symbol like the triangle is going to be included in your legend down here. Okay, you're going to use your tadpoles. And my in-class students, you can look at the questions in your tadpoles if you need to help you, but it's pretty simple. You'll already do the title, that's from above. The author and date, let me just show you, can really be placed along the bottom here. So your name and the date, right? And then some other parts that you're going to include from our tadpoles. Cities, all cities and landforms, places, that is really covered in these 2 right here. Okay. So orientation and legend, when you draw up your map, you're going to really want to make sure to leave the top and bottom right hand corners have space. So top is typically where you'd see the compass rose, in the bottom typically is where the right is where the legend is. So when you do draw your island, make sure that it's not some tiny little island where it's going to be hard to write words or add details. You want it to fill up most of the space, but not all of it. But we want to get a good close look at your island. All right, you do not have to draw a scale. We won't be measuring miles or anything, so do not worry about that. You do have to give your country an absolute location. So we know absolute location means latitude, longitude. So it must be an island. It cannot share coordinates with another country or island. You can't make up numbers, imaginary, longitude, latitude. Nope. You've got to use an atlas for my in-class students, or Google Earth is a great way to do that. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. To find where your island can be, you're going to write latitude here, longitude here. So let's take a real quick look at Google Earth. So I already kind of found a spot. You want to make sure you can kind of see where there's a little bit of probably islands if you get a little bit closer. So I'm going to choose right here. And it's in the Indian Ocean. I know it's kind of out of your view, but I can see the Indian Ocean. I'm close to Australia. I am, got closer. I'm gonna zoom out. See, there's Christmas Island. I'm also near Singapore and Indonesia. So I'm gonna put my mouse here, and I know this is out of your view, but what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to look in this right hand corner. Keep your mouse where you're gonna put your island, and if you look at that globe in your right hand bottom corner, underneath that you'll see numbers. Now it looks, those are coordinates. It looks bigger than our normal coordinates. Just use that first number with the degree sign. So mine says 14 degrees south and then 116 degrees east. All right, so that'll be your latitude, longitude, and that's how you find it on Google Earth. Okay. You're going to include the answers to this on your final draft template, so they're just right here. Next, so I said my ocean that my island is in is the Indian Ocean. What country is near your island? Australia. Why would someone want to come visit your island? That may be something you want to fill in after you go through cultural traits and institutions. So this part is going to be 50% of your grade. And the top part, the map, will be another 50%, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So you're going to give me 5 culture traits. So we talked about music, art, food, clothing, language. You can make up a name for the language, make up the clothing style. This is a good example right here. In the country of Magnolia, the people often only eat using their hands as utensils. Okay, so you're gonna tell me about their food, tell me about their music. They only use string instruments, whatever you want to make up for your culture on your island country. Okay, the next 4 are cultural institutions, government, economy, education, and religion. In this part, I want a minimum of 4 sentences, and I want to see descriptive, thoughtful sentences. Okay, so you should be answering these questions, and if you answer each of these questions, you should probably have your 4 sentences just by answering them. Okay, so you can always look back at your notes. Always, my virtual students listen to a video, but you are creating your own government here. Okay, what kind of government is it? Is it a representative democracy? Do you want a dictatorship? Etc. You can choose. All right. Economy. Who has a lot of the choice, a lot of the power in the economy? The government, the citizens. Tell me about what kind of jobs. Okay. If you're in a colder climate where your country is, maybe you have mountains and snow, and maybe there's a ski resort there. It depends on where you place your island on the globe. Okay, maybe fishing or some kind of job related to water since it's an island. Maybe you have a desert on your island and there might be some jobs related to that desert tours, right? Education. Okay, so who will attend school? Okay. When it says, is it mandatory? That means, is it required for your citizens to attend school? All right. And then religion, um, you can make up your own. But when it says, does your country have freedom of religion? It just means that are people able to choose their religion? Um, and if people, maybe there's a majority in certain countries, a specific religion is what many people practice, not all, but many or most. So you might think about if your island country has a main belief. Are there places of worship, places where people meet for that religion? Tell me about that. Okay, so this is our rubric for the project. So this part is super important. I have it highlighted in yellow, and it simply says for your physical and political map elements, okay, there's 5 right here. You get 10 points each. This yellow part is so important. You must have all of the element to get the 10 points. No partial points. Y'all, I cannot count to make sure you have all of these. I need to know that you're in 6th grade. You're going to do an awesome job to pay attention. You're going to use your checklist. I know you're going to do awesome. So if you have 2 land or water forms labeled, okay, you won't get those 10 points. If you have 4 cities labeled, okay, you won't get that 10 points. It'll be a 0 for that element. Okay, if you didn't do your tadpoles, a lot of them are in these 2. Okay, you're not going to get your 10 points. All right, your country coordinates, I need you to make sure it's a real latitude, longitude. All right, 10 points. Coloring and neatness. If I can't read things, or if it looks like you rushed to do it and really didn't take any time to make it look nice or neat, um, you know, you just won't get the 10 points. Okay. As far as the writing goes, there's 2 ways you'll be graded. First of all, I'm going to look for each paragraph to have 4 or more sentences with 6th grade level writing. Okay, and that spot up here is for your kind of your rough draft just to get your ideas down, and then we can kind of tackle some capitals, periods. I need that kind of thing in your writing. Okay, otherwise I won't know that you have 4 sentences if you have no capitals and periods, right? So for each paragraph, you're going to get 5 points. If you only finish 1 paragraph, it's only 5 points. Okay. So 4 sentences or more in each paragraph, and I don't need a masterpiece. I don't need a whole essay on each topic. Just, maybe I would say 4 to 7 sentences tops. And I say that because within those few sentences that I read, I should have a very thoughtful, descriptive, and clearly addressing the topic paragraph. Okay, so it says my paragraph sentences are, okay, very thoughtful, mostly thoughtful, somewhat thoughtful, descriptive, and partially addresses the topic, a little descriptive or specific, but unclear to the topic. And then sentences are not very descriptive or thoughtful and don't really address the topic very well. Sentences show a strong lack of understanding and effort of independent thought. Okay? Pretty simple. You should be able to answer those questions. That's where I'm saying address the topic. Okay? For my in-class students, we're good. And for my virtual students, I will leave a few more notes, okay, in the description.